At which point the Tory takes...
So the way it works is it's not by kind of people it's by like every 10,000 people there's a new seat, or...
No. Sorry, I was just using numbers. What I'm saying is...
Any certain number of people?
No, it's just like whoever gets the most votes in any given seat wins it. But you don't have to have a majority of votes.
I see. It's not like a pass... Because sometimes if they have like a 50% rule, they'd say... Okay, because in sometimes in America, like they have like the primary system. It was like they narrow it down and then have two people in general election. So most likely obviously one person would get a majority.
No, it's not like that here. No. I mean, you can comfortably win a seat with perhaps 40% of the vote.
Yeah, so that
comfortably.
I do see what you're saying there. That is not the best situation for as you say, representation there.
It's appalling, and so after all this, if there is any kind of respectable outcome to this, and that I'm not really clear. There are many things that need to be addressed. One is I think this country does need a constitution. I think a constitutional monarchy as we hold it is broken, not fit for purpose. I think the second thing is electoral reform. Clearly, it's important and appropriate that we never find ourselves in a situation where people don't vote because they believe their vote will not count. And under our current system, it will not count. If you vote for the independent group now, the only thing that will happen is that if you would previously vote for Labour, you'll make sure that the Tories get in. But that is what Chucker has done. He's done it to kill Corbyn. And
by extension, pretty much kill the possibility of Labour. But there is a question, obviously, that mostly if there's a support, then that kind of makes the independent group the kind of the center of everything, because the Labour or the Conservatives would have to go to them presumably for support to just kind of get a coalition to govern, right?
Maybe, but voting in this country, like in yours, is not logical. People vote for a certain party because they've always voted for a certain party, because their dad voted for a certain party, or their friends vote for a certain party. People rarely look at the policies. They just look at their own identities and vote accordingly. And so it's actually very hard for a new political party to make any headway. But we're through the back of the wardrobe now. We're in a new world. God only knows what could happen. Even if there were another referendum held tomorrow, there are 2 million new people on the electoral register who turned 18 in the last 2 years. That fact alone, and because obviously every 18-year-old in this country is a Remainer, why wouldn't they want to be? Because they want to travel through Europe, of course. They want the opportunity to live and work in France and Spain and God knows where. And so if there were to be a second referendum, Remain would win through that fact alone. Also, there's probably the same number of people, of old people, who've died.
Yeah.
And it's old. So they're not going to be able to vote Leave as they did before. So everything's changing and changing quite fast.
Yeah, so that is probably a pretty good place to end the show today. Andy, thank you so much for coming on. We learned so much. Really, really appreciate it.
You're welcome, Spencer. I'm a big fan. I appreciate your work. I enjoy your social streams and stuff like that. More power to your elbow, mate.
All right.
All right, fella. Cheerio.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye. That was Andy Cowles, our UK correspondent, making his first ever appearance on the show. All right. Thank you so much for listening to Newsflash. We'll be back later this week as we continue the spring 2019 season.